So guys, I want to talk about how you get to the point when you're walking a property with a customer, you're doing a quote, you just start getting like real cut and dry with them. And that's a good thing. You know, in the beginning you might feel like, you know, you're being kind of an a-hole to these people or being cocky, but you're not. When you're cut and dry, they appreciate that more, and it really, you know, it shows that you're experienced. So I just did a quote. It's Sunday right now as the time recording this. And the guy has a small oak tree in the front easement by the street he wants removed, and then he's got this crabapple tree that he wants transplanted in the place of the oak tree because the crabapple is too close to the house. That's how to tell you right now, it's gonna be cheaper for you to just knock both the trees out and go to the nursery and just plop a brand new tree in there than to pay me to, you know, properly remove and transplant this crabapple. And I explained to him how we have to do it, how it's very laborious, time consuming and expensive, and how it has to be done right or the tree could die. So, and I'm experienced at that. So he goes, really? I said, yeah, because this, and this. And I was just real cut and dry. I said, it's gonna cost you this, but it'd be better if, you know, you do this. And truthfully, I don't even really want to do that because I've done that a lot, and it's crazy hard work, and it could put the tree into shock and the tree could die, and I don't want to be responsible for it. He's like, oh, okay. So I didn't say anything. I let him think about it. He goes, yeah, that makes sense. So we walk in his backyard. So I sell him on that. I'm gonna do that. But we walk in his backyard. He's like, you know, how much do you put arborvitaes along my whole back fence property line? I go, well, how far do you want them spaced? If you do them 24 inches, they're gonna be real tight. You get privacy quick. 36 inches, you know, medium space, give it some time, you have beautiful. 48 inches, you know, it's gonna take 10 years for these shrubs are real mature to the point where you're gonna get that nice even privacy. So he goes, somewhere down the middle. I say, yeah, that's what I suggest, somewhere down the middle. So I know exactly how to pace it. I walk the fence line, walk around. I go, you're gonna need about 62 shrubs, and on the low end, it'll be, you know, $7 grand, $8 grand. And he goes, whoa, that's a lot. I go, well, yeah, they're expensive, but that's actually cheap, you know. He goes, oh, okay. How much to do this? What about this? What about this? I said, well, you could do this, but you don't want to do it like this. I can go on and on about this, but I get real cut and dry with customers. He goes, how much, if a customer asks me, how much to do that? I said, well, you know, how do you want it done? They go, well, like this. I say, okay, well, it's got to be like this, this, and this, and about $7 grand, about $8 grand. Are we there? They go, whoa. I said, well, I've done it a lot, and I know what it costs, and that's actually a good price. See, in the beginning, if I told a customer a number over $1 grand, I'd be like, oh my God. And I'd start like shaking and shit. It had nothing to do with the job. It had to do with my own insecurity. But the more you do landscaping, dude, what I'm doing, maybe what we're doing, but I know what I'm doing is petty stuff in the landscape world. I get off the phone with some of my buddies who own landscape companies, and they just did a $48,000 landscape install, and it took them 4 days or something. And my friend he's just made 22 grand or something. And I'm like, and they got a big bobcat and trench diggers and crazy shit. Dude, this is peanut stuff. So don't be worried about any of that, but start getting cut and dry with the customers, and you'll see. Don't talk too much. Don't go on and on about stuff. If you don't know, go, I don't know, right? A customer asked me, I'm on a customer's property trimming his trees up the other day, like little ornamental trees, and he says, how come this tree is growing faster than that tree? I always get that question, man. How come I had these trees planted at the same time, but this one is growing faster than that one? You know, I'm not gonna sit there and start talking about like the pH contents and the alkalinity of the soil, and maybe that one's a dwarf. Dude, I just say, you know, if I knew that, you wouldn't even be able to afford me here right now. You wouldn't be able to afford me if I knew that. If I was some master arboriculturist or horticulturist, my prices would be so high, you wouldn't be able to afford me. So don't ask me that question. It's almost like they're trying to ask you these deep questions so they could, it's a double bind. And what a double bind is a double bind is a question or a circumstance that means you're screwed if you do, you're screwed if you don't. So when someone tries to do that crap to you, just be like, I don't know. Get cut and dry. Don't explain and defend yourself, because it's just gonna dig you in a hole, and it's gonna devalue you and your company and your service. So just get real cut and dry. I don't know. $7,000, this and that. Not in a cocky way, but in a confident way. It seems to work for me, because I don't want to go back to the way I used to be when I got started, and I can't wait to see where I'm going. All right, shout out to you. Season's wrapping up here, and I hope you made lots of money. And if you haven't got your business off the ground, there's never a better time than right now to at least get started. And I wish you all the best of everything. Howdy.